People are essential to the success of any organization. HR professionals play a pivotal role in how successful an organization is, and good human resource management is essential for businesses of all sizes. Hi, I'm Eric from aPHR, and in this video you'll learn what human resource management, or HRM, is, how it originated during the two world wars, its key activities, how successful HR professionals make an impact on their business, and some trends that we're seeing right now. However, before we start, smash that like button and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any valuable HR insights. Before we get into HRM activities, let's start with a definition. Human resource management is the management of people to help them perform to the best of their abilities and, as a result, achieve better performance for the organization. This is summarized in a great quote by Stephen Covey. An empowered organization is one in which individuals have knowledge, skills, desires and opportunities to personally succeed in a way that leads to collective organizational success. A human resource is an individual employee, and human resources is what we call the set of people who make up the workforce in an organization. Another common term you might hear is human capital. This refers to the economic value of an employee's experience and skills. Human capital was introduced into the mainstream in 1928 when the English economist Arthur Cecil Pigou wrote that organizations can invest in material capital, which are buildings and tools and machines, as well as in human capital. We now know that investing in human capital pays off. Organizations with employees who have relevant knowledge, skills and experiences are more successful than organizations that don't. Organizations are also more successful if they're able to hire the right people, successfully onboard them, fairly reward them, and continuously optimize their performance. The realization that human capital increases the success of organizations led to the creation of the modern HR department, which in turn is in charge of human resource management. How did HRM get to where it is now? Let's take a look at a brief history so you can get a better idea of why we do what we do in HRM today. HRM started as personnel management, which became relevant during the two world wars. The wars had a tremendous impact on the way we worked. Since most young men were drafted into the army, women started to participate in work, serving in the armed forces or working in factory jobs. Because some men were afraid that this would cause women to lose their femininity, some factories gave female employees lessons in how to apply makeup. I bet you didn't think that that was ever part of an HR job description. During the World Wars, organizations also introduced assessments like IQ testing to predict performance and implemented an increasing number of social policies. Personnel management during and after the wars was focused on compliance and creating work efficiency. In the decades that followed, personnel management became increasingly important and became involved in everything related to staffing, from hiring and firing to administrating benefits, collective bargaining and determining salaries. In the mid-80s, the term human resource management was introduced as a way for the organization to implement policies that would make the organization more successful. While personnel management focused on creating efficiencies, HRM promised to go beyond that and actually make an impact on the business. This move was reinforced by a growing amount of research that found that investments in HRM practices, like proper training and competitive compensation for employees, would increase the organization's financial performance. The consequence of this was that HRM became less administrative and instead worked alongside line managers. Day-to-day people management became part of the manager's role, while HR started to integrate with the business and focus on strategic people issues like talent acquisition, compensation, and retention. Leading organizations would implement HR policies that were collaborative and that were aligned with the organization's goals. Citibank appointed the HR director to the corporate board, and in other companies like Hewlett-Packard and WH Smith, the group HR director became fully involved in formulating corporate strategy. This integration of HRM with business strategy was called strategic human resource management. That brings us to today, where HRM has evolved into one of the cornerstones of the modern organization. Good people practices can make an organization many times more successful than its competitors, meaning that HRM occupies a strategic spot in an organization's business model. And just as a reminder, if you're enjoying this video so far, you know what to do. So what exactly is involved in human resource management? HRM actually encompasses a long list of activities. I won't give you the whole list, but let's dive into 7 of the most important HRM activities before I explain what some of them have to do with hygiene. The first HRM activity is recruitment and selection. This is the most visible element of HR. I think we all clearly remember our first job interview. The goal here is to recruit new employees and select the best ones to come and work for the organization. You might be quite familiar with the most common selection methods like interviews, assessments, reference checks, and work tests. Performance management is another key activity. The goal here is to help boost people's performance so that the organization can reach its goals. This happens through feedback and performance reviews. Another key aspect of managing performance is succession planning. The goal here is to build a talent pipeline so that when strategic roles open up, there is talent waiting to take them on. Then there's culture management. HR has a responsibility to build a culture that helps the organization reach its goals. A governmental organization that's over a century old may have a very different company culture compared to a technology startup. Different organizational cultures attract different people, and cultivating an organization's culture is a way to build a competitive advantage. Another important HR activity is learning and development. Its purpose is to help an employee build skills that are needed to perform today and in the future. Many organizations have a dedicated L&D budget. This budget can be used for training courses, coaching, attending conferences, and other development activities. A difficult challenge for HRM is to distribute a limited learning budget to all employees. This requires tough choices. The HRM activity that makes employees' ears perk up is compensation and benefits. Comp and Ben is about rewarding employees fairly through direct pay and benefits. Benefits include healthcare, pension, holidays, daycare for children, a company car, laptop, and other equipment, and so on. Creating an enticing package for employees will help keep them motivated and keep them with the organization. Where Comp and Ben is about keeping individuals happy, employee relations management is about keeping employee groups happy. Employees and employee representation groups are key constituents of the organization, and so they need to be effectively managed. This includes engaging in collective bargaining and interacting with labor unions and work councils. On the more technical side of HRM is information and analytics, which involves managing HR technology and people data. Most HR data is stored in a Human Resource Information System, or HRIS. I'm sure you're familiar with yours if you work in HR, and I'm very sure you have a love-hate relationship with it. These systems often include an applicant tracking system to track applicants, a learning management system, a performance management system, as well as tools for automation and dashboard functionalities that provide insights into HR data and KPIs. HR data management involves gathering high-quality data that can be accessed by HR professionals using HR dashboards. This helps them to become more data-driven and create more strategic impact. There are many other tasks and activities that HR does. Let me know in the comments down below which ones I didn't mention. One of the difficulties of human resource management is that it is often seen as administrative and non-strategic work, the way it was in the 60s, 70s and 80s. This leads to a major challenge. HR professionals are not included in strategic decision making. In other words, HR lacks a seat at the boardroom table. This means that the people aspect of business decisions is not always fully considered when companies make big company-wide decisions. One of the reasons this is happening is that HR professionals spend too much time on non-strategic activities. Let me explain this. HRM activities are categorized into two groups. These are hygiene factors and strategic differentiators. Hygiene factors are maintenance factors that should be performed at a minimum level. Just like personal hygiene, people won't notice when you smell fresh and brush your teeth, but they will notice when you forgot to take a shower. Many HR activities follow a similar rule. If HR doesn't know how many people are working in the organization today, how many people left the organization last year, or fails to keep a labor union happy, people will notice. However, if HR does all of these tasks properly and on time, it is not really noticeable, but it keeps people satisfied. Traditionally, HR has focused on a lot of these hygiene factors, pigeonholing itself into an administrative role rather than a strategic one. Strategic differentiators, on the other hand, are factors that help HR build a competitive advantage for the organization. For example, an organizational culture that is optimized for performance, a selection process that helps to select only the best of the best, or an onboarding process that makes sure that people are up to speed as soon as possible. They are all ways for HR to differentiate itself and make a strategic impact on the organization. A mostly administrative HR department focuses on hygiene factors. However, a strategic HR department is able to both take care of these hygiene factors while also creating a number of strategic differentiators that help boost organizational performance. HR organizations that are able to do this help their organization be more successful. The field of human resource management has never changed at a faster pace. Today, some of the challenges we're seeing include an aging workforce which characterizes many Western nations. This brings challenges such as sustainable employability, but there's also a need to upskill or reskill part of the workforce whose skill set was more relevant 10 years ago. At the same time, globalization is opening up local labor markets and enabling companies to tap into a global market. They don't need to limit themselves to the talent within their city or their country. Ever since the pandemic, these global workers can work fully remotely as well, gradually making the physical workspace a thing of the past. The types of contracts companies offer have also changed with the increase in gig work. This has disrupted the traditional employment contract and enables organizations to become more flexible. Another major future trend is due to the increase of the impact of data and analytics. HR professionals are now required to build skills they traditionally weren't very good at. Not many HR professionals needed to access dashboards or have a deep understanding of HR technology a few years ago. Automation is also driving digital transformation and is threatening to partially automate many of the more administrative HR jobs. Not only does this mean that the external environment is changing, but so are the skills required for the HR professional. All of this creates an exciting environment in which HR can be reinvented and become a more strategic and impactful business function. A final trend is the emergence of task and industry-specific human capital. Until now, I've presented human capital as something static with fixed value. However, not all knowledge, skills and experiences are equal. If someone has a lot of experience working in the automotive industry, for example, they will be able to contribute more in a job in a similar industry. The same goes for task-based skills that they have developed. HR can help the organization differentiate by matching assignments to people with prior relevant experiences as they will perform better. This is another way in which human resource management can help the organization deploy its people in an even smarter way to create business impact. I hope you enjoyed this video on the basics of human resource management. You have learned what HRM is, some of its history, some of its key activities, and some of the trends that will impact the future of HRM. What HRM trends do you see coming up in the future? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any HR insights. And If I sparked your curiosity, check out the courses at the Academy to Innovate HR. The link is in the description. I hope you have an absolutely brilliant day. Bye-bye.
Human resource management is the process through which a company identifies, recruits, hires, positions, and manages its employees. Human resources departments usually formulate, enforce, and oversee the company's HR policies, which control personnel and how the company interacts with its staff. First, let's define HRM. Human resource management is an approach to running a business that views its workforce as its most valuable resource. The term human capital describes a company's workforce value. HRM's primary purpose is to help businesses meet their immediate and long-term objectives by reducing risk and increasing ROI. Nature of HRM. Human resource management is founded on guiding concepts and practices that help businesses succeed. HRM is not limited to an organization's single division, but serves as a cross-departmental role that oversees the management of all employees, from entry-level workers to executives. Human resource management revolves around its most valuable asset, its employees. HRM is a field that focuses on helping people both professionally and personally. This facilitates cooperation between members of an organization to realize shared objectives. To keep up with the ever-shifting market and fiercer levels of competition, all production elements must be constantly updated and enhanced. Human resources, too, must be consistently upgraded or replaced to keep up with rising levels of competitiveness. As a result, it's something that goes on all the time. It is an essential component of running a business. It has as its primary goal the maximization of output by employees. It seeks to maximize productivity by focusing on the people who make the organization tick. Scope of HRM. The term human resource management scope describes the full range of HRM-related pursuits. The following describes these pursuits. Human resource planning, also known as HR planning, is a method used by businesses to determine how many open positions there are inside the organization and whether or not there is an abundance or deficiency of available employees. Job analysis is a crucial part of HRM. A job analysis provides an in-depth explanation of each position in the business. The company creates ads and places them in newspapers based on the results of a job study. This is the process of seeking potential employees. Recruitment and selection is a crucial part of human resource management. It involves receiving applications in response to an advertisement, conducting interviews, and ultimately choosing the best candidate for the job. After a candidate pool has been narrowed down, an initiation or orientation session might be held. Aside from its significance, this aspect of HRM is also worth discussing. During this time, employees are also introduced to one another, given a brief history of the company, and given information about the company's culture, values, and work ethics. Each worker participates in a training program designed to improve his work productivity. Existing, highly experienced staff members are also offered training. Refresher courses are designed to do just that. A lot of money is allocated to training and development programs at the organization. After an employee has been on the job for about a year, the HR department will conduct a performance review to evaluate how well they've been doing their job. Pay raises, bonuses, and promotions in the future are all determined by these evaluations. Compensation and other perks are subject to several different sets of regulations. Human Resources oversees salaries and benefits packages. Maintaining a healthy workforce requires a consistent dose of inspiration. The Human Resources Division is responsible for exploring alternative techniques of inspiration. As an aside, health and safety rules must be adhered to for the sake of the staff. Human Resources is also responsible for this. The HRM discipline of keeping cordial connections with union members is also crucial. The corporation will benefit from this since it will reduce the likelihood of strike-related lockouts. Importance of HRM. It's common knowledge that companies' human resources are its most valuable and most troublesome asset to manage. Human resource management's goals include identifying staffing gaps and developing and retaining top talent. It's important to note the breadth of HRM's purview, so it's tough to pin down a single definition. But we can put them in one of the following categories. HRM relates to employee administration, workforce planning, recruiting and selection, development, introduction and orientation, promotion, remuneration, layoff and reduction, and employee output are all examples of direct human resource management. The larger goal here is to measure personal progress and efficiency, both of which have knock-on effects on the growth of the business. HRM's role in employee benefits. This subfield of HRM is concerned with workplace perks and comforts. Security assistance, healthcare, welfare benefits, social welfare, and health services are only a few of the many facets of this umbrella term. Appointing safety officers and improving and protecting against unsafe working conditions are also addressed. It is also connected to staff management, guidance and counseling, report building, and training and development. It ensures the well-being of your workforce. It is essential to identify their genuine requirements and work with management to provide for those needs. HRM and workforce development. Maintaining internal peace and harmony necessitates tactful engagement with labor or employee unions, hearing out their concerns and finding amicable resolutions to any issues that may arise. It's the study of how to get along with your coworkers and keep the peace in the workplace through collective bargaining, amicable conflict resolution, and other methods of preserving positive employee-employer relationships. How does HRM work? Human resources are effective because of the hard work of HR specialists who study human resource management before hiring. While a single or small team may handle human resources at a small business, a large corporation would have a dedicated HR division complete with a chief people's officer, HR director, and other administrative positions. Similarly, small and medium-sized businesses, SMBs, can rely on HR generalists to oversee all aspects of the employee life cycle, including hiring, payroll, performance reviews, and the creation of corporate rules. In contrast, large companies typically have experts, each taking on a specific task. Each area is separated so that just the correct number of workers may be sent out to meet each requirement. Objectives of HRM. The HR process begins at the top. The successful completion of organizational goals is a primary HRM focus. To succeed, HRM must ensure that all available human resources are used to meet organizational needs and aims. HRM success and goal attainment hinge on two primary considerations: employees and the workplace. Human resource management and organizational effectiveness are primarily defined by workplace culture. Facilitating effective team coordination is a crucial function of human resource management. Enterprise-level teams require simple methods of communication. Specifically, HR needs to ensure a tool is available to help with the integration. Workforce effectiveness and performance are two fundamental factors to focus on to accomplish even the most fundamental goals of any firm. When employers invest in their employees by providing ongoing training and career advancement chances, those workers feel secure in their jobs and more prepared to take on leadership roles. Human resources professionals' primary role is to maintain progress along the desired course. Don't let negative energy or distractions interrupt your focus. This requires constant attention and encouragement from the workers. Where can HR find inspiration to excite their staff? Provide them with abilities. Consider their point of view. Make weekly meetings and decisions inclusive. If they are new, it doesn't matter. Accept them. Never let morale dip. Rewards for employees, such as annual reviews based on performance, can also be beneficial. Human resource managers have many goals and responsibilities, including developing leaders, creating a safe and welcoming workplace, and keeping current staff members. An essential goal of human resource management should be the maintenance of a happy and productive workforce. Compliance and data management for the corporation and its employees are two examples of functional and organizational goals. It's a significant task for HR departments and managers to manage payroll compliances and maintain the organization free of penalties and fines. Skills and responsibilities of an HR manager. The human resources manager oversees the company's hiring practices, payroll, employee benefits, and any efforts related to employee safety in the workplace. The HR manager is responsible for the administration of employee benefit programs, as well as the sourcing, screening, and hiring of new personnel. A human resources manager's job description should emphasize the importance of a candidate with excellent interpersonal, communicative, and collaborative abilities due to the role's emphasis on dealing with people. It's also crucial that they have a thorough familiarity with the most recent trends in this sector about non-monetary perks and complete awareness of the most recent accolades in the field. In this position, education plays a crucial part. Human resources experience is preferred, coupled with at least a bachelor's degree in HR or a related subject such as business. What's with the fancy human resource management title anyway? The term management describes making the most of a company's limited resources to achieve its goals. Therefore, human resource management aims to ensure that the business's existing human resources are used effectively and that any recruits add value to the organization. The construction industry is the best example of a sector experiencing a severe scarcity of competent laborers. According to analysts, this trend is predicted to triple over the coming generation from its current 30%, negatively affecting the sector's total productivity. Many experts argue that human resources are becoming less important as machines and technology take over more and more tasks. Companies are always looking for talented, knowledgeable, and certified people to ensure the company's continued growth and success. Still, machinery and technology can only be created by humans and require human intervention to function properly. For what reasons should an HRMS be implemented? Human resource management systems are built to cater to HR's fundamental requirements and transform routine administrative tasks into strategic enablers of company value. These data-driven, people-centric tools could help HR professionals do the following: strengthen their procedures for employing new employees, improve your personnel management skills, maximize the efficiency of your personnel, achieve higher levels of employee participation and retention, reduce unnecessary expenditures, use evidence to guide your choices, guarantee conformity with applicable rules and regulations. Cloud transformation. Human resource specialists have risen to prominence in the C-suite because of HR's critical role in ensuring the firm's continued viability, both today and in the future. With improved familiarity with digital and cloud-based technologies, they will be better equipped to make immediate contributions toward the development and upkeep of a highly efficient workplace tomorrow via cloud-based HR management tools. Human resources must upgrade and transform to keep up with the times and meet the needs of the business. A crucial part of HR's change agent role is ensuring the department uses a cloud-based human resource management system, HRMS, to oversee all aspects of the employees' careers. Global human resource management refers to the management of human resources in a global context. In a global context, the HRM function is responsible for ensuring that the organization has the right people in the right place at the right time to achieve its strategic objectives. This includes hiring, training, and managing employees from different countries and cultures. Global differences in hiring and human resource management. Global organizations face significant differences in hiring and human resource management practices across different countries and cultures. These differences can be attributed to factors such as labor laws, cultural norms, and business practices. Ethnocentric approach. One staffing flavor that global organizations can use is the ethnocentric approach. This approach involves filling key positions with parent company nationals. The primary advantage of this approach is that it helps to maintain a unified corporate culture and fill skill gaps. However, it has some significant cons, such as resentment in the host country and cultural myopia. Cultural myopia occurs when people perceive things their way as the only way, which can lead to a condescending view from the parent company towards employees in the host country. The ethnocentric approach has worked for Japanese firms like Panasonic, Sony, and Hitachi, which like to keep things homogeneous. However, it failed Walmart in Germany and South Korea, with hubris playing a significant role. The ability to communicate with customers remains crucial for expats with Japanese language skills. Polycentric approach to business management. Another approach to global human resource management is the polycentric approach. This approach involves requiring host country nationals to manage subsidiaries while parent company nationals occupy key positions at corporate headquarters. The managers who are managing things in the Philippines, for instance, are Filipino employees. They are the local managers, and upper senior managers just stay in India while receiving reports from them occasionally. This approach is less expensive to implement than the ethnocentric approach and reduces the risk of cultural myopia. The polycentric approach also reduces the risk of cultural myopia, which could be detrimental to business success. Local managers are typically more effective than foreign managers because they have a better understanding of the local culture and can communicate more effectively with local employees and customers. However, one of the cons of this approach is that it may produce resentment if local managers have low career mobility. Career options are limited in this approach since once you're the manager of a subsidiary in a host country, that's as high as your career can go, leaving you feeling isolated. Geocentric approach. A geocentric approach to management is where every nationality from around the world is given the opportunity to work for the company. Human resources are utilized to find the best talent all over the world and place them in countries where they are most needed. This approach builds a strong culture and is not myopic. However, there are some cons to a geocentric approach. Immigration laws can be complicated, and this approach can be massively expensive. Moving employees from one part of the world to another and setting them up is quite costly. However, this approach can work if the company has the resources to support it. Career mobility and development approaches. Companies may also use a combination of career development approaches based on their specific needs and available resources. Some examples include cross-functional training programs, leadership development programs, and international assignments. For example, a company may offer a leadership development program for its high-potential employees, which includes training and development opportunities, mentoring, and coaching. This program can help employees develop the skills and experience needed to advance to more senior positions within the organization. Another example is international assignments, where employees are given the opportunity to work in different countries and cultures. These assignments can help employees develop a global mindset and cross-cultural communication skills, which are essential for success in a global business environment. However, implementing a geocentric approach can be challenging for companies with limited resources, as it involves navigating complex immigration laws and incurring significant expenses in relocating employees. Nonetheless, it is a viable option for companies that prioritize diversity and have the resources to support it. Career mobility and development approaches. Companies may also use a combination of career development approaches based on their specific needs and available resources. One of the most common approaches is the development of a comprehensive career mobility program. Such a program provides employees with the opportunity to advance their careers within the organization and gain valuable experience across different functions and geographies. Career mobility programs can take many forms, from formal job rotations to temporary assignments, and can be tailored to the needs of individual employees and departments. They can also help companies to identify high-potential employees and develop a pipeline of future leaders. Another approach to career development is the implementation of training and development programs. These programs help employees to acquire new skills and knowledge and can range from basic training in specific job functions to leadership development programs. Choosing the right approach. Choosing the right approach to global human resource management depends on a company's structure, goals, and available resources. While the ethnocentric approach may work for some companies, it may not be suitable for others, especially those that operate in diverse markets. For example, Walmart's ethnocentric approach failed in Germany and South Korea due to cultural differences and a lack of understanding of local markets. In contrast, companies like IBM have successfully adopted a geocentric approach, which has enabled them to build a strong global culture and attract top talent from around the world. Conclusion. In conclusion, global human resource management is a critical aspect of managing a multinational organization. The three staffing approaches, ethnocentric, polycentric, and geocentric, each have their pros and cons, and companies must carefully evaluate their options and choose the approach that best suits their needs. Moreover, implementing effective career development programs is essential to attract, retain, and develop top talent across different geographies and functions. By providing employees with opportunities to advance their careers and acquire new skills, companies can build a strong workforce that is equipped to navigate the complexities of global business. Ultimately, the key to success in global human resource management is to understand the cultural and business differences across different markets and adapt to them. By doing so, companies can build strong global teams that can drive growth and innovation in today's interconnected world.
Today, we're diving deep into the world of human resource management, HRM. Specifically, we'll explore comparative HRM and global trends and issues in HRM. In this comprehensive guide, we'll explore the differences between HRM practices across countries, the global trends shaping the future of HRM, and the key issues that HR professionals need to be aware of. Plus, we'll share real-time examples from companies around the world. So make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Let's get started. Before we dive into the intricacies, let's outline the key takeaways. 1. Understanding comparative HRM. 2. Key factors influencing comparative HRM. 3. Global trends in HRM. 4. Key issues in global HRM. 5. Real-time examples of comparative HRM and global trends. 1. Understanding comparative HRM. To start, let's define comparative HRM and understand its significance. 1.1. What is comparative HRM? Comparative Human Resource Management, HRM, involves comparing HRM practices across different countries and cultures. It examines how factors such as cultural, economic, legal, and social differences influence HRM practices and policies. The goal is to understand these differences to effectively manage a diverse workforce and create strategies that are culturally appropriate and effective in different regions. 1.2. Importance of comparative HRM. Understanding comparative HRM is crucial for multinational companies that operate in multiple countries. It helps them tailor their HR practices to align with local norms and regulations, ensuring compliance and improving employee satisfaction. It also provides insights into global best practices that can be adopted to enhance organizational performance. For example, Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, is a global IT services company headquartered in India. They operate in numerous countries and have developed a deep understanding of comparative HRM, allowing them to customize their HR practices to fit local cultures and regulations. For instance, their approach to employee benefits varies significantly between countries to reflect local expectations and legal requirements. 2. Key factors influencing comparative HRM. Now let's explore the key factors that influence HRM practices across different countries. 2.1 Cultural differences. Cultural values and norms significantly influence HRM practices. For example, individualistic cultures like the United States prioritize personal achievements and autonomy, leading to HR practices that emphasize performance-based rewards and individual development plans. In contrast, collectivist cultures like India value group harmony and consensus, resulting in HR practices that focus on team-based rewards and group decision-making. For example, Google adapts its HR practices to fit the cultural context of each country it operates in. In Japan, they emphasize group collaboration and team-building activities more than in the US, where individual innovation is highly encouraged. 2.2 Legal and regulatory environment. Each country has its own set of labor laws and regulations that influence HR practices. These can include laws related to employment contracts, working hours, minimum wage, and employee benefits. Companies must comply with these regulations to avoid legal issues and ensure fair treatment of employees. For example, Wipro, an Indian multinational corporation, ensures compliance with local labor laws in every country it operates in. In India, they adhere to regulations regarding working hours, employee benefits, and safety standards. For instance, they provide statutory benefits such as Provident Fund and employee state insurance as per Indian labor laws. 2.3 Economic conditions. Economic factors such as the level of economic development, labor market conditions, and wage levels also impact HRM practices. In developing countries like India, companies might focus more on providing basic benefits and job security, while in developed countries, they may offer extensive benefits and career development opportunities. For example, Starbucks. Starbucks adapts its compensation and benefits packages to reflect the economic conditions of each market. In the U.S., they offer comprehensive health benefits and stock options, while in some developing countries, they focus more on providing competitive wages and basic healthcare benefits. 2.4 Social and political environment. Social and political factors, including social norms, political stability, and government policies, also play a role in shaping HRM practices. Companies need to be aware of these factors to ensure their HR practices are socially acceptable and politically compliant. For example, Nestlé. Nestlé tailors its HR practices to fit the social and political environment of each country. In countries with strong social norms around work-life balance, such as France, they offer generous parental leave and flexible working arrangements. In politically unstable regions, they focus on ensuring employee safety and job security. 3. Global trends in HRM. Let's now shift our focus to the global trends that are shaping the future of HRM, with a lens on their impact in India. 3.1 Digital transformation. The digital transformation is revolutionizing HRM by automating processes, improving data analytics, and enhancing employee engagement. Technologies such as AI, big data, and cloud computing are enabling HR professionals to make more informed decisions and create more efficient workflows. For example, IBM. IBM has embraced digital transformation in HRM by using AI and data analytics to improve recruitment, performance management, and employee engagement. Their AI-powered platform, Watson, helps HR teams identify top talent, predict employee turnover, and personalize employee development plans. 3.2 Remote work. The COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated the shift towards remote work. This trend is likely to continue, with many companies adopting hybrid work models. HR professionals need to develop strategies to manage remote teams effectively, including maintaining productivity, ensuring employee well-being, and fostering a sense of community. For example, Twitter announced a permanent shift to remote work for many of its employees, even after the pandemic. They have implemented tools and practices to support remote collaboration, communication, and employee engagement, ensuring that remote workers feel connected and productive. 3.3 Diversity and inclusion, D&I. Promoting diversity and inclusion is becoming a top priority for companies worldwide. Diverse teams are known to be more innovative and effective. HR professionals are developing strategies to attract, retain, and promote a diverse workforce, and creating inclusive work environments where all employees feel valued and respected. For example, Accenture India. Accenture India has made significant strides in promoting diversity and inclusion by setting ambitious goals for diversity in hiring, investing in employee resource groups, and implementing unconscious bias training. Their efforts have led to a more diverse and inclusive workplace, which has contributed to their innovation and success. 3.4 Employee experience. Focusing on the employee experience is crucial for attracting and retaining top talent. This involves creating a positive work environment, offering opportunities for growth and development, and ensuring work-life balance. Companies are using employee feedback to continuously improve the employee experience. For example, Airbnb. Airbnb prioritizes employee experience by offering flexible work arrangements, comprehensive benefits, and opportunities for professional development. They regularly collect feedback through employee surveys and use this data to enhance their workplace culture and practices. 3.5 Gig economy. The gig economy is expanding, with more people seeking flexible, freelance, or contract work. Companies are adapting their HR practices to manage gig workers effectively, including onboarding, performance management, and compliance with legal regulations. For example, Urban Clap, now known as Urban Company, relies heavily on gig workers to provide various home services. They have developed HR practices specifically for managing a large flexible workforce, including efficient onboarding processes, performance tracking, and ensuring compliance with local labor laws. 4 Key issues in global HRM. While there are many exciting trends in HRM, there are also significant issues that HR professionals need to navigate. Let's discuss some of the key challenges in global HRM with a focus on India. 4.1 Managing a multicultural workforce. Managing a multicultural workforce presents challenges such as language barriers, cultural misunderstandings, and differing work styles. HR professionals need to promote cross-cultural communication and understanding to build cohesive and productive teams. For example, Siemens. Siemens operates in over 200 countries and manages a highly diverse workforce. They provide cross-cultural training and promote a culture of inclusion to ensure employees from different backgrounds work effectively together. 4.2 Compliance with local regulations. Compliance with varying labor laws and regulations in different countries is a major challenge for multinational companies. HR professionals must stay informed about local laws and ensure their practices comply with all legal requirements. For example, Larsen & Toubro, L&T. L&T has a robust compliance program to ensure adherence to local labor laws in all the countries they operate in. They work closely with local legal experts and regularly review their HR practices to ensure compliance. 4.3 Talent shortages. Talent shortages in certain regions or industries can make it difficult for companies to find and retain skilled employees. HR professionals need to develop strategies for talent attraction, development, and retention to address these shortages. For example, Tesla. Tesla faces talent shortages in the highly competitive tech and automotive industries. They have developed a comprehensive talent acquisition strategy that includes partnerships with universities, innovative recruitment campaigns, and a strong employer brand to attract top talent. 4.4 Employee well-being. Ensuring the physical, mental, and emotional well-being of employees is crucial, especially in the context of remote work and increasing stress levels. Companies are implementing well-being programs and policies to support their employees. For example, HCL Technologies. HCL Technologies offers extensive well-being programs that include mental health support, fitness programs, and stress management resources. They also provide flexible work arrangements to help employees maintain a healthy work-life balance. 4.5 Technological integration. Integrating new HR technologies can be challenging, particularly in terms of ensuring effective use and providing adequate training. HR professionals need to manage the transition to new technologies and support employees in adopting them. For example, Walmart. Walmart has integrated advanced HR technologies to streamline their recruitment, onboarding, and performance management processes. They invest in training and support to ensure employees can effectively use these technologies. 5. Real-time examples of comparative HRM and global trends. To bring these concepts to life, let's look at some real-time examples of companies in India that have successfully navigated comparative HRM and global trends. 5.1 Comparative HRM in Action. McDonald's. McDonald's is a prime example of a company that effectively manages comparative HRM. They operate in numerous countries, each with its unique cultural, legal, and economic environment. McDonald's adapts its HR practices to fit the local context, ensuring compliance and employee satisfaction. For example, McDonald's India. In India, McDonald's tailors its menu to cater to local tastes and dietary restrictions. They also adapt their HR practices to comply with local labor laws and cultural expectations. For instance, they provide training programs that emphasize teamwork and customer service, reflecting the collectivist culture of India. 5.2 Embracing Digital Transformation. Deloitte India. Deloitte is at the forefront of digital transformation in HRM. They use advanced technologies to enhance their HR practices, from recruitment to performance management. For example, Deloitte India. Deloitte India uses AI-driven tools to streamline their recruitment process, identify top talent, and reduce bias. They also leverage data analytics to track employee performance and engagement, allowing them to make data-driven decisions to improve their HR practices. 5.3 Promoting Diversity and Inclusion. Salesforce India. Salesforce is committed to promoting diversity and inclusion within their workforce. They have implemented a range of initiatives to ensure a diverse and inclusive work environment. For example, Salesforce India. Salesforce India has set ambitious diversity goals and regularly reports on their progress. They offer training programs on unconscious bias, support employee resource groups, and have created a culture of inclusion where all employees feel valued and respected. 5.4 Enhancing Employee Experience. Adobe India. Adobe focuses on creating a positive employee experience by offering comprehensive benefits, career development opportunities, and a supportive work environment. For example, Adobe India. Adobe India's employee experience initiatives include flexible work arrangements, continuous learning opportunities, and a strong emphasis on work-life balance. They regularly collect employee feedback and use this data to continuously improve their workplace culture and practices. 5.5 Managing the Gig Economy. UrbanClap. UrbanClap, a platform that connects freelancers with short-term job opportunities, is an example of a company effectively managing the gig economy. For example, UrbanClap. UrbanClap provides a seamless onboarding process for freelancers, offers performance tracking tools, and ensures compliance with local labor laws. They support gig workers by offering resources and training to help them succeed in their roles. In conclusion, understanding comparative HRM and staying informed about global trends and issues in HRM is essential for any organization operating in today's interconnected world. By adapting HR practices to fit local contexts, embracing digital transformation, promoting diversity and inclusion, enhancing the employee experience, and effectively managing the gig economy, companies can create a competitive advantage and drive long-term success.
We're embarking on a comprehensive exploration of human resource management with a focus on job analysis. Before we delve into the depths of job analysis, let's outline the key points we'll cover. Definition of job analysis and its significance. Components of job analysis. Job description and job specification. The process of conducting job analysis. Approaches including observation, interview, questionnaire, and ONET. Advantages and benefits of job analysis. Case studies and real-world examples of job analysis. Get ready to unlock the secrets of effective HR practices with job analysis. Definition of job analysis and its significance. Let's start at the beginning. What exactly is job analysis? In essence, Job analysis is a systematic process used by organizations to gather, document, and analyze information about the various components of a job. It provides valuable insights into the essential components of a role, aiding in various HR functions such as recruitment, performance evaluation, training, and compensation. Components of job analysis: job description and job specification. The foundation of job analysis lies in its components: job description and job specification. Job description: this detailed document outlines the tasks, duties, responsibilities, and working conditions associated with a specific job role. This document provides employees with a clear understanding of what is expected in their role. Job specification: this segment focuses on the qualifications, skills, knowledge, and abilities required for proficient job performance. Job specifications help in matching candidates to job roles during the recruitment and selection process. The process of conducting job analysis, steps, and various approaches. Now let's explore how job analysis is conducted. The process involves 5 key steps. First, identify the purpose and scope. Before conducting a job analysis, it's essential to clearly define the purpose and scope of the analysis. Determine why you need the information and which jobs or positions will be analyzed. Understanding the objectives helps focus the analysis and ensures that the information gathered is relevant and useful. Second, select data collection methods. There are various methods for collecting data during a job analysis, including interviews, questionnaires, observation, and reviewing existing documentation, such as job descriptions and performance evaluations. Choose the most appropriate methods based on factors such as the complexity of the job, the number of incumbents, and available resources. Third, collect job information. This step involves gathering information about the job's tasks, duties, responsibilities, required skills and qualifications, working conditions, and other relevant factors. Depending on the method selected, this may involve conducting interviews with incumbents and supervisors, observing employees as they perform their tasks, and reviewing documents related to the job. Fourth, analyze the data. Once the data is collected, it needs to be analyzed to identify common themes, patterns, and essential job requirements. This may involve categorizing tasks and responsibilities, identifying the knowledge, skills, and abilities, also called KSAs, required to perform the job successfully, and determining any physical or environmental demands associated with the job. Fifth, document the results. The final step is to document the findings of the job analysis process. This typically involves creating or updating job descriptions, job specifications, and other relevant documents that outline the key aspects of the job. Clear and accurate documentation helps ensure that everyone involved in the hiring, training, and performance evaluation processes has a shared understanding of the job requirements and expectations. By following these steps, HR professionals can conduct a comprehensive job analysis that provides valuable insights into the requirements and characteristics of specific jobs within an organization. Approaches to job analysis. There are several approaches to conducting job analysis, each offering unique insights into job roles and responsibilities. Let's delve into each approach. Observation. Observation involves directly observing employees as they perform their job tasks. This approach allows HR professionals to see firsthand how tasks are completed, the sequence of tasks, any physical or environmental demands, and other relevant aspects of the job. Observational job analysis can provide detailed and accurate information about job requirements and performance. Interview. Interviews are another common method used in job analysis. HR professionals may conduct structured interviews with incumbents, supervisors, and subject matter experts to gather information about job duties, responsibilities, skills, knowledge, and other job-related factors. Interviews allow for in-depth exploration of job requirements and can provide insights into the subjective aspects of the job, such as communication skills and interpersonal interactions. Questionnaire. Questionnaires or surveys are often used to collect job-related information from incumbents, supervisors, or other stakeholders. Questionnaires can be structured with predefined questions and response options, or unstructured, allowing respondents to provide open-ended feedback. This approach is useful for gathering data from a large number of individuals across different job roles and locations. However, Designing effective questionnaires requires careful attention to wording, format, and response options to ensure valid and reliable results. ONET, Occupational Information Network. ONET is an online database developed by the U.S. Department of Labor that provides comprehensive information about various occupations and their associated tasks, skills, knowledge, abilities, and work activities. HR professionals can use ONET as a resource for job analysis by accessing standardized job descriptions, task statements, and competency profiles for a wide range of occupations. ONET data can supplement other job analysis methods and provide benchmarking information for comparing jobs across industries and sectors. Each of these job analysis approaches has its strengths and limitations. Advantages and benefits of job analysis. Now that we understand how to approach job analysis, let's delve into why it is crucial in the realm of human resource management and benefits of job analysis. Strategic workforce planning. Job analysis serves as the foundation for strategic workforce planning, aligning organizational goals with workforce capabilities. Clarity and alignment. Job analysis provides clarity regarding job roles and responsibilities, ensuring alignment with organizational objectives. Effective recruitment and selection. By clearly defining job requirements, job analysis facilitates the recruitment and selection of the right candidates. Training and development. Insights from job analysis inform training programs, ensuring employees acquire the necessary skills for their roles. Performance management. Clear job descriptions serve as benchmarks for evaluating employee performance and setting performance goals. Compensation and benefits. Job analysis assists in establishing fair and equitable compensation structures based on job requirements and market standards. Recruitment and selection. Job analysis helps identify the qualifications and skills required for specific job roles, aiding in candidate selection. Case studies and real-world examples of job analysis. Let's enrich our understanding of job analysis techniques with real-world examples and case studies. We'll explore how organizations leverage these techniques to optimize workforce management and drive organizational success. Let's look at some real-world examples. Example 1. XYZ Corporation conducts job analysis for the position of marketing manager. Through interviews and observation, they identify key responsibilities such as developing marketing strategies, managing campaigns, and analyzing market trends. Example 2. ABC Company uses a combination of questionnaires and interviews to conduct job analysis for the role of software developer. They outline technical skills, programming languages, and problem-solving abilities as essential qualifications. Example 3. Organization ABC uses a combination of questionnaires and ONET data to conduct job analysis for the role of project manager. They outline technical skills, leadership abilities, and project management experience as essential qualifications. Conclusion. In conclusion, job analysis is a cornerstone of effective human resource management. By understanding its principles and methodologies, organizations can optimize workforce planning, drive organizational success, and foster employee satisfaction. Job analysis techniques serve as invaluable tools for understanding and managing job roles within organizations. By adopting various approaches, such as observation, interviews, questionnaires, and leveraging resources like ONET, HR professionals can make informed decisions to optimize workforce effectiveness and drive organizational growth. We're diving deep into a critical area of human resources and organizational success: talent acquisition. Talent acquisition goes beyond simply hiring employees. It's about finding the right people who can drive your organization forward. This video will provide you with valuable insights and practical strategies to attract and retain top talent. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's get started. Before we dive into the intricacies, let's outline the key takeaways. First, understanding talent acquisition. Second, developing a talent acquisition strategy. Third, leveraging technology in talent acquisition. Fourth, diversity and inclusion in talent acquisition. Fifth, measuring and improving talent acquisition. Sixth, future trends in talent acquisition. 1. Understanding talent acquisition. To start, let's define what talent acquisition is and why it's crucial for organizations of all sizes. 1.1. Definition of talent acquisition. Talent acquisition is the strategic process of identifying, attracting, selecting, and onboarding individuals who fit the needs of an organization, both in the short term and long term. Talent acquisition is proactive and strategic. It encompasses more than just recruitment. It involves strategic planning and ongoing efforts to build a pipeline of talented individuals who can contribute to the company's success. 1.2. Talent acquisition versus recruitment. It's important to differentiate between talent acquisition and recruitment. Recruitment is a subset of talent acquisition and typically involves filling specific vacancies. Talent acquisition, on the other hand, is a holistic approach that includes workforce planning, employer branding, sourcing strategies, and ongoing relationship management with potential candidates. 1.3. The importance of talent acquisition. Effective talent acquisition is vital for several reasons. Competitive advantage. Organizations with top talent often outperform their competitors. For example, Google. Google is a prime example of a company that leverages talent acquisition to maintain its competitive edge. Google's rigorous hiring process is designed to find the best talent, ensuring they bring in individuals who are not only skilled, but also fit the company's culture. This approach has helped Google remain at the forefront of innovation in the tech industry. Innovation and growth. Talented employees drive innovation and facilitate growth. For example, Apple. Apple is renowned for its innovation, largely driven by its ability to attract and retain top talent. Apple's talent acquisition strategy focuses on finding individuals who are not only experts in their field, but also passionate about technology and design. This commitment to hiring the best has enabled Apple to continuously push the boundaries of innovation. Cost efficiency. Reducing turnover and improving retention saves costs associated with frequent hiring. For example, Zappos, the online shoe retailer, is known for its unique hiring process. They invest heavily in ensuring cultural fit by offering new hires $2,000 to quit after the first week of training. This approach ensures that those who stay are committed and fit the company's culture, ultimately reducing turnover and associated costs. Employer brand. A strong talent acquisition strategy enhances your employer brand, making it easier to attract high-quality candidates. For example, Salesforce. Salesforce has built a strong employer brand by focusing on its values and culture. Their talent acquisition strategy includes showcasing employee stories and their commitment to social responsibility. This strong employer brand attracts top talent who are aligned with Salesforce's mission and values. 2. Developing a talent acquisition strategy. Now let's talk about strategies for effective talent acquisition. This section is crucial for HR professionals looking to refine their approach. 2.1. Workforce planning. First, we have workforce planning. Workforce planning is the foundation of effective talent acquisition. It involves analyzing current workforce capabilities, forecasting future talent needs, and developing strategies to bridge any gaps. This process ensures that the organization has the right people with the right skills at the right time. Here's how you can do it. Analyze current workforce. Understand the skills, competencies, and demographics of your current employees. Identify gaps. Determine where there are skill shortages or surpluses. Forecast future needs. Predict future talent needs based on business goals and market trends. Develop action plans. Create strategies to address gaps such as training programs, succession planning, or hiring initiatives. 2.2. Employer branding. Next, let's talk about employer branding. Your employer brand is your company's reputation as a place to work. It's how potential candidates perceive you. A strong employer brand attracts high-quality candidates and can reduce hiring costs. Here are some steps to build a strong employer brand. Define your EVP. Your employee value proposition is what you offer to employees in return for their skills and experience. This includes benefits, work culture, career growth opportunities, and more. Communicate your brand. Use social media, your website, and other channels to share your EVP. Showcase employee stories, company achievements, and community involvement. Consistency. Ensure that your message is consistent across all platforms. Candidates should have the same perception of your brand, no matter where they find you. Engage employees. Your current employees are your best brand ambassadors. Keep them engaged and satisfied, and encourage them to share their positive experiences. 2.3. Sourcing strategies. Finding the right candidates requires effective sourcing strategies. Here are some techniques you can use: job boards and career sites, Post your job openings on popular job boards like LinkedIn, Indeed, and Glassdoor. Social media recruiting, leverage platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook to reach a broader audience. Employee referrals. Encourage your employees to refer potential candidates. This often leads to high-quality hires. Recruitment agencies. Work with agencies to find specialized talent. Campus recruiting. Partner with universities and colleges to attract fresh talent. Talent pools. Maintain a database of potential candidates who have shown interest in your company in the past. 2.4. Selection process. Once you have a pool of candidates, the next step is the selection process. This involves assessing candidates to ensure they are a good fit for the role and your company culture. Here are some best practices. Structured interviews. Use a consistent set of questions to evaluate all candidates fairly. Assessment tools. Utilize psychometric tests, skills assessments, and personality tests to gain deeper insights into candidates' abilities and fit. Panel interviews. Include multiple interviewers to get different perspectives on candidates. Cultural fit. Assess how well candidates align with your company values and culture. Reference checks. Verify candidates' past performance and conduct background checks if necessary. 2.5. Onboarding. Onboarding is a critical step that is often overlooked. A strong onboarding process helps new hires feel welcome, reduces time to productivity, and improves retention. Here are some tips for effective onboarding. Pre-boarding. Start the onboarding process before the new hire's first day. Provide them with essential information, paperwork, and a welcome package. Orientation. Introduce new hires to the company culture, mission, and values. Give them a tour and introduce them to their team. Training and development. Provide necessary training and set clear expectations. Mentorship. Pair new hires with a mentor to guide them through their initial period. Feedback. Collect feedback from new hires about their onboarding experience and make improvements accordingly. 3. Leveraging technology in talent acquisition. In today's digital age, leveraging technology can significantly enhance your talent acquisition process. Here are some technologies to consider. Applicant tracking systems, ATS. An applicant tracking system automates job posting, resume screening, and candidate tracking. It helps streamline the hiring process and ensures you don't miss out on top candidates. AI and machine learning. Artificial intelligence and machine learning can be used to analyze resumes, predict candidate success, and reduce bias in the hiring process. These technologies help you make more informed decisions. Video interviewing. Video interviewing tools allow you to conduct remote interviews, saving time and resources. They also enable you to reach candidates who may not be able to attend an in-person interview. Social media tools. Social media recruiting tools help you manage and optimize your social media recruiting efforts. They can be used to post job openings, engage with potential candidates, and build your employer brand. HR analytics. HR analytics tools help you analyze data to measure the effectiveness of your talent acquisition strategies. By tracking key metrics, you can make data-driven decisions and continuously improve your processes. 4. Diversity and inclusion in talent acquisition. Diversity and inclusion are essential for creating a dynamic and innovative workforce. Here's how you can incorporate D&I into your talent acquisition strategy. Bias-free job descriptions. Use inclusive language and avoid gendered or biased terms in your job descriptions. This will help you attract a diverse pool of candidates. Diverse sourcing channels. Reach out to diverse talent pools and communities. This can include job boards focused on diversity, partnerships with minority organizations, and attending diversity job fairs. Unconscious bias training. Train your hiring managers to recognize and mitigate their unconscious biases. This ensures a fair and equitable hiring process. Diverse interview panels. Include diverse interviewers to provide different perspectives on candidates. This helps reduce bias and ensures a more comprehensive evaluation. Inclusive onboarding. Ensure your onboarding process is welcoming to all employees, regardless of their background. This includes providing diversity training and creating an inclusive work environment. 5. Measuring and improving talent acquisition. To ensure the success of your talent acquisition efforts, it's essential to measure and continuously improve your processes. Key performance indicators, KPIs, can help you track your progress and identify areas for improvement. Here are some key metrics to track. Time to fill. This metric measures the average time it takes to fill a position. It helps you understand how efficient your hiring process is. Cost per hire. Cost per hire calculates the total cost involved in hiring a new employee. This includes advertising, recruitment agency fees, and interview expenses. Quality of hire. Quality of hire evaluates the performance and retention rates of new hires. This metric helps you understand how well your new employees are performing and how long they stay with the company. Candidate experience. Gather feedback from candidates about their experience with your hiring process. A positive candidate experience can enhance your employer brand. Source of hire. Track the effectiveness of different sourcing channels. This helps you understand which sources provide the best candidates. Diversity metrics. Monitor the diversity of your candidate pool and new hires. This helps ensure your talent acquisition strategy is inclusive. 6. Future trends in talent acquisition. Talent acquisition is constantly evolving. Here are some future trends to watch out for. Artificial intelligence. AI will play an increasingly significant role in screening and decision-making processes. It helps automate repetitive tasks and provides data-driven insights. For example, Hilton. Hilton uses AI to screen resumes and identify top candidates. This technology helps them process a high volume of applications more efficiently and make data-driven hiring decisions. Remote work. The rise of remote work opportunities and virtual onboarding will continue to shape talent acquisition strategies. Companies will need to adapt to attract and retain remote talent. For example, Shopify. Shopify has embraced remote work and redesigned its talent acquisition strategy to attract and hire remote employees. They use virtual tools for interviewing, onboarding, and collaboration to ensure a seamless experience for remote hires. Gig economy. More organizations will leverage freelance and contract workers to meet their talent needs. This trend requires flexible talent acquisition strategies. For example, Upwork. Upwork is a platform that connects businesses with freelancers. Companies like Microsoft use Upwork to find skilled freelancers for short-term projects, allowing them to meet their talent needs without committing to long-term hires. Employee experience. There will be a greater focus on creating a positive experience for employees from recruitment through to retention. This includes providing development opportunities and maintaining a positive work culture. For example, LinkedIn. LinkedIn focuses on creating a positive employee experience by offering professional development opportunities, a supportive work culture, and comprehensive benefits. Their talent acquisition strategy includes showcasing these aspects to attract top talent. Predictive analytics. Using data to predict hiring needs and candidate success will become more prevalent. Predictive analytics helps organizations plan better and make informed decisions. For example, IBM. IBM uses predictive analytics to forecast their hiring needs and identify the most successful candidates. This data-driven approach helps them make more accurate hiring decisions and plan for future talent requirements. Conclusion: talent acquisition is a complex and dynamic process, but with the right strategies and tools, you can attract and retain the best talent for your organization. Remember, it's not just about filling positions, it's about building a strong, capable workforce that drives your business forward. Today, we're delving deep into the core of human resources, training, and development. But we're not just stopping there. We'll explore how different learning styles intersect with these practices. Before we dive into the intricacies, let's outline the key takeaways. Understanding, training, and development. Strategies for effective training and development. Learning styles: visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Popular training tools: ADDIE. Cultivating learning organizations. The role of organizational universities. Applying pedagogy and andragogy. Understanding training and development. Let's kick things off by defining what training and development really mean in the context of HR, or let's understand why training and development are pivotal in today's dynamic business environment. Training involves equipping employees with specific skills and knowledge required to perform their current job roles effectively. Simply put, training is an investment in your most valuable asset to your workforce. On the other hand, development focuses on preparing employees for future roles and responsibilities within the organization. Training and development initiatives are crucial for improving employee performance, increasing productivity, fostering employee engagement, and driving organizational growth. They're not just about acquiring skills, they're about ensuring those skills are effectively absorbed. First advantage, enhanced employee performance. Firstly, effective training programs lead to improved employee performance. When employees receive the necessary skills and knowledge, they become more proficient in their roles, resulting in higher productivity and quality of work. For example, Company XYZ implemented a customer service training program for its frontline staff. As a result, customer satisfaction scores increased by 20%, leading to repeat business and positive word of mouth. Second advantage, employee engagement and retention. Secondly, training and development initiatives contribute to higher levels of employee engagement and retention. When employees feel valued and invested in their professional growth, they are more likely to stay with the organization and contribute positively to its success. For example, Company ABC offers leadership development programs for its high-potential employees. This investment in talent development has significantly reduced turnover rates and increased internal promotions. Third advantage, adaptability to change. Thirdly, training and development foster a culture of adaptability and innovation within the organization. In today's rapidly evolving business environment, organizations must equip their employees with the skills to embrace change and drive innovation. For example, in response to technological advancements, Company ABC implemented a digital skills training program for its employees. This enabled them to leverage new tools and platforms, leading to process efficiencies and competitive advantage. Strategies for effective training and development. Now that we understand the importance, let's explore some key strategies for designing and implementing effective training and development programs. First strategy, conducting needs assessment. Before developing any training program, HR professionals must conduct a thorough needs assessment to identify skill gaps and training priorities within the organization. For example, Company LMN conducted surveys and interviews with employees to identify areas for skill enhancement. Based on the feedback, they designed customized training modules tailored to meet specific needs. Second strategy, utilizing diverse training methods. It's essential to utilize diverse training methods to cater to different learning styles and preferences. From classroom workshops to online courses and on-the-job training, variety keeps employees engaged and motivated to learn. For example, Company PQR implemented a blended learning approach, combining online modules with interactive workshops and peer-to-peer learning sessions. This approach facilitated knowledge retention and application in real-world scenarios. Third strategy, providing continuous learning opportunities. Learning should be a continuous journey, not a one-time event. Organizations must provide employees with ongoing learning opportunities to keep their skills relevant and up to date. For example, Company STU introduced a learning management system that offers a library of on-demand courses and resources accessible to all employees. This platform encourages self-directed learning and professional development. Learning styles. Learning styles play a crucial role in HR basics training and development as they influence how individuals absorb, process, and retain information. Understanding different learning styles allows HR professionals to design training programs that cater to the diverse needs of employees. The three primary learning styles are visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Research suggests visual learners are 65%, auditory learners are 30%, and kinesthetic learners are 5%. It's important to note that these percentages are not fixed or universally agreed upon. The distribution of learning styles can vary based on factors such as cultural background, individual preferences, and the nature of the learning environment. Let's explore how we cater to each. Visual learners. For our visual learners, information is best processed through images, charts, diagrams, and videos. Utilizing visual aids in presentations, infographics, and interactive slides enriches the learning experience. Think of it as painting a vivid picture of knowledge. In training and development, visual learners benefit from first, visual presentations using slides, infographics, and videos to convey information. Second, diagrams and charts illustrating concepts and processes through visual representations. Mind mapping, organizing information in a visual format to aid comprehension. Fourth, interactive whiteboards, engaging learners through interactive visual displays. Auditory learners absorb information best through listening and verbal communication. For them, lectures, discussions, and podcasts are invaluable tools. Including audio components and group discussions in training sessions caters to their learning preferences. For instance, role-playing scenarios can simulate real-world experiences. Auditory learners benefit from first lectures and presentations, delivering information through spoken words. Second, podcasts and audiobooks, providing audio-based resources for learning. Third, group discussions, encouraging dialogue and exchange of ideas among learners. Fourth, verbal instructions, providing clear and concise verbal guidance during training sessions. Kinesthetic learners. Kinesthetic learners learn best through hands-on experiences and physical activities. For them, role-playing, simulations, and interactive exercises are highly effective. Incorporating practical elements into training sessions allows them to engage and learn actively. For example, in a leadership training workshop, participants can engage in team-building activities. Kinesthetic learners benefit from first role-playing exercises, simulating real-world scenarios to facilitate learning. Second, hands-on activities, engaging in interactive exercises and experiments. Third, simulations and games, using interactive simulations and serious games for experiential learning. Fourth, field trips and site visits, providing opportunities for hands-on experience in real-life settings. Incorporating multimodal approaches. Most of us aren't purely one type of learner. We often benefit from a combination. Implementing multimodal training programs can pose challenges, from resource constraints to technological limitations. However, by leveraging a combination of traditional and innovative approaches, organizations can create comprehensive and inclusive training experiences. Popular training tools, a blueprint for effective training design. The ADDIE model. Now that we understand our learners, let's explore the framework that guides our training design. The ADDIE model. The ADDIE model is a structured approach to training design. ADDIE stands for Analysis, Design, Development, Implementation, and Evaluation. Analysis, identifying learning needs and objectives. Design, developing a blueprint for the training program. Development, creating training materials and resources. Implementation, delivering the training program to participants. Evaluation, assessing the effectiveness of the training program and making improvements. By following the ADDIE model, organizations can ensure that their training programs are systematic and results-driven. For example, let's consider the implementation of the ADDIE model in a customer service training program. First, analysis. Identify areas for improvement in customer service based on feedback and performance data. Second, design. Develop a training curriculum that includes modules on active listening, conflict resolution, and customer empathy. Third, development. Create training materials such as presentations, role-playing scenarios, and job aids. Fourth, implementation. Deliver the training program through workshops, online courses, and on-the-job training sessions. Fifth, evaluation. Assess the effectiveness of the training program through post-training surveys, performance metrics, and customer feedback. Cultivating learning organizations. It's a fostering growth and adaptability. Learning organizations prioritize continuous learning and development. They foster a culture of innovation, adaptability, and knowledge sharing. Characteristics of learning organizations include a commitment to, first, lifelong learning, emphasizing the importance of ongoing development. Second, shared vision, aligning learning with organizational goals. Third, open communication, fostering dialogue and idea exchange. Fourth, learning culture, encouraging experimentation and risk-taking. Fifth, knowledge sharing, facilitating collaboration and cross-functional learning. It's about nurturing an environment where growth and development are ingrained in the organizational DNA. For example, companies like Google and Pixar are known for their commitment to creating learning cultures that drive innovation and creativity. The role of organizational universities. It's empowering lifelong learning. Organizational universities are dedicated learning hubs within companies that offer a wide range of educational opportunities. These universities provide, first, customized curriculum tailored to meet the specific needs of the organization. Second, blended learning, combining traditional classroom instruction with online resources. Third, leadership development programs designed to nurture future leaders within the organization. Fourth, continuous improvement initiatives encouraging employees to seek out new skills and knowledge to stay ahead in their careers. For example, a technology company establishes an organizational university to provide employees with access to online courses, workshops, and leadership development programs. Employees are encouraged to pursue continuous learning and professional growth to stay updated with industry trends and advancements. It's about empowering employees to chart their learning journey within the organization. Applying pedagogy and andragogy, It's a tailoring training for different audiences. Pedagogy and andragogy are two distinct approaches to education and training, particularly relevant in HR basics training and development. Pedagogy refers to the art and science of teaching children, while andragogy focuses on the principles of teaching adults. Understanding these concepts helps us design training programs that are tailored to the needs of different audiences. Pedagogy. Pedagogy is the traditional approach to teaching and learning, primarily focused on children and young learners. It often involves structured lessons, teacher-led instruction, and assessments. Application in training adults. While primarily designed for children, pedagogical principles can still be relevant when training adults, especially when dealing with foundational or introductory knowledge. For instance, in compliance training sessions for adult employees, a pedagogical approach might involve structured presentations, clear guidelines, and assessments to ensure understanding of legal requirements. For example, in a company's new employee orientation program, pedagogical methods might be used to introduce basic company policies, safety procedures, and organizational culture to new hires. This could involve instructor-led presentations, group discussions, and quizzes to assess comprehension. Andragogy. Andragogy is the theory and practice of teaching adults. It recognizes that adult learners are self-directed, have life experiences, and prefer learning that is relevant to their personal and professional goals. Application in training adults. Andragogical principles are crucial in designing effective training programs for adult learners. This involves creating opportunities for self-directed learning, fostering collaboration, and incorporating real-life experiences into the learning process. For example, in a leadership development workshop for mid-career professionals, an andragogical approach might involve interactive discussions, case studies, and role-playing exercises to explore leadership theories and practice leadership skills in simulated scenarios. Conclusion. As we wrap up today's discussion on HR basics training, development is an integral function of HR that plays a vital role in building a skilled and motivated workforce capable of contributing to the achievement of organizational objectives and adapting to evolving business needs. Remember the importance of understanding learning styles, utilizing the ADDIE model, fostering learning organizations, and embracing organizational universities. By applying pedagogical and andragogical principles, we can create training programs that cater to the diverse needs of our employees and drive organizational success.
Have you ever wondered what separates a good company from a truly great one? Imagine a workplace where employees aren't just working for a paycheck, but are truly engaged, motivated, and driving the company towards success. What's the secret sauce? It's not just leadership or innovation, it's HR excellence. It's not just innovative products or cutting-edge technology, it's the people. HR excellence is not just about hiring the right people, it's about creating a strategic framework that transforms an organization into a powerhouse of productivity and innovation. Organizations with excellent HR frameworks are 50% more likely to outperform their competitors. Welcome to today's deep dive into HR excellence, the development of a new strategic framework. Buckle up for insights, strategies, and real-world examples that can transform your HR practices. First, introduction to HR excellence. Let's begin with a fundamental question. What is HR excellence? In simple terms, HR excellence is the ability of an organization's human resources function to create a work environment that fosters productivity, engagement, and long-term success. This isn't just about hiring and firing, it's about aligning HR strategy with business objectives to build a workforce that thrives. For example, take Google for instance. Google doesn't just hire talented individuals, it crafts an environment where people want to stay, innovate, and push the boundaries of what's possible. With flexible work policies, continuous learning opportunities, and a strong company culture, Google exemplifies HR excellence at its finest. Second, the strategic framework for HR excellence. Now that we understand what HR excellence is, the next big question is, how do we achieve it? The answer lies in a strategic framework that transforms HR from a support function into a key driver of business success. The pillars of a new HR excellence framework. 2.1 Strategic Workforce Planning. Companies must predict future talent needs based on market trends and business goals. Identifying skills gaps and providing upskilling opportunities ensures employees stay competitive. Workforce planning ensures the right people are in the right roles at the right time. For example, Tesla, known for its rapid innovation, constantly adapts its workforce planning to support new projects like AI-powered self-driving technology and battery production. This proactive HR strategy ensures Tesla has top talent ready for the future. 2.2. Employee experience and engagement. HR must focus on creating an environment where employees feel valued, heard, and motivated. This includes flexible work arrangements, strong company culture, mental health support, and continuous feedback. For example, Microsoft introduced a hybrid work model, investing in employee well-being programs and AI-driven collaboration tools to enhance productivity. Their approach has boosted job satisfaction and retention rates. 2.3. Leadership development and succession planning. Future-proofing the company by identifying and nurturing high-potential employees. Leadership training programs, mentorship, and coaching are critical for business continuity. For example, IBM's Leadership Academy grooms internal talent, ensuring they are ready to take on senior roles. This minimizes hiring risks and builds strong internal leadership pipelines. 2.4. Performance management and continuous learning. Traditional performance reviews are being replaced with real-time feedback systems. Investing in continuous learning and development ensures employees stay ahead of industry changes. For example, Amazon offers its employees the Career Choice Program, which covers tuition fees for courses even outside their job roles. This forward-thinking approach boosts engagement and long-term employee loyalty. 2.5. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI, creating unbiased hiring processes and fostering a truly inclusive workplace. Companies that prioritize DEI outperform their competitors in innovation, revenue, and employee satisfaction. For example, Salesforce actively invests in closing pay gaps and ensuring diverse representation in leadership roles. Their transparency in DEI efforts has set an industry benchmark. 2.6. Digital HR transformation, leveraging HR technology, AI-driven analytics, and automation to enhance efficiency. Implementing HR chatbots, automated onboarding, and AI-assisted recruitment. For example, Unilever uses AI-driven recruitment tools to eliminate bias and match candidates based on potential rather than just experience, making hiring faster and more inclusive. The need for a new strategic HR framework. The world of work is evolving faster than ever. Hybrid work models, digital transformation, and the gig economy have changed how businesses operate. Traditional HR models no longer suffice. We need a new strategic framework for HR excellence. Why is this important? The rise of automation and AI is reshaping job roles. Employee expectations have shifted toward flexibility and well-being. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, are no longer optional. They're essential. Skills gaps require ongoing learning and upskilling. For example, look at Airbnb. During the pandemic, they had to lay off a significant portion of their workforce. However, instead of leaving employees stranded, Airbnb's HR team created a talent directory to help them find new opportunities. This is what modern HR excellence looks like, showing empathy while maintaining business resilience. Third, the four-step process of HR excellence. Building HR excellence doesn't happen overnight. Achieving HR excellence requires more than just good hiring and training practices. It demands a strategic, data-driven approach that aligns HR policies with market realities, legal frameworks, and cultural nuances. To make this transformation practical and achievable, we'll break it down into a simple four-step process. 1. Market analysis. 2. Legal considerations. 3. A localized HR strategy. 4. Implementation. Step 1. Market analysis. Understanding workforce trends. The first step in HR excellence is analyzing the labor market, industry trends, and talent demands. HR leaders must assess factors like salary benchmarks, workforce availability, and skill gaps. Use tools like SWOT analysis and competitor benchmarking to understand market positioning. For example, Amazon entered India by analyzing workforce trends and identifying key talent hubs. They adapted their hiring strategy to attract top local talent in logistics, tech, and operations. Step 2. Legal considerations. Navigating compliance and regulations. HR must ensure compliance with labor laws, workplace safety, and employee rights. This includes understanding employment contracts, taxation policies, anti-discrimination laws, and union regulations. Failure to comply can result in legal battles, fines, and reputational damage. Speaking of legal considerations, when it comes to HR excellence, one of the most critical aspects is legal compliance. Laws and regulations surrounding employment are constantly evolving, and failing to stay up to date can lead to hefty fines, lawsuits, and damage to your company's reputation. So step 3, a localized HR strategy adapting to cultural and economic factors. A one-size-fits-all HR approach doesn't work globally. Companies must localize their strategies. This means adapting to cultural values, work ethics, and economic conditions in each market. Factors like work-life balance, benefits, and career progression expectations differ across regions. For example, McDonald's HR strategy varies across countries. In France, they focus on employee well-being and work-life balance, while in the US, they emphasize career progression and upskilling. Step 4, implementation, executing, and monitoring HR strategies. Once the HR strategy is in place, it's time to implement policies, track results, and make continuous improvements. Use HR tech tools, data analytics, and employee feedback to refine policies. Establish KPIs, key performance indicators, to measure success such as employee retention rates, engagement scores, and productivity levels. How organizations implement this? Assess current HR maturity, conduct surveys and audits to understand strengths and gaps, and benchmark against industry standards. Define key HR objectives. Align HR goals with the company's mission and vision. Invest in HR technology. Implement AI-driven recruitment, employee engagement tools, and performance analytics. Train and upskill. HR teams equip HR professionals with modern tools and techniques. Measure and iterate. Use HR analytics to track progress and continuously refine HR strategies. For example, Google's HR team continuously monitors employee feedback and tweaks policies, ensuring a high level of satisfaction and engagement. Advantages of the 4-step process. Provides a clear roadmap for HR transformation. Encourages alignment between HR and business goals. Facilitates continuous improvement and adaptability. Fourth, pros and cons of outsourcing HR functions. In today's fast-paced business world, companies are constantly looking for ways to streamline operations and cut costs. And one major trend is outsourcing HR functions. But is this the right move for every organization? Let's break down the pros and cons of outsourcing HR to help you decide if it's the right strategy for your business. Pros of outsourcing HR functions. 1. Cost savings. Hiring and maintaining an in-house HR team can be expensive, especially for small and mid-sized businesses. Outsourcing eliminates costs related to salaries, benefits, training, and HR technology. For example, a startup struggling with limited funds outsource payroll and benefits management, reducing overhead costs by 40% while ensuring compliance. 2. Access to expertise and latest HR practices. HR service providers specialize in employment laws, compliance, recruitment strategies, and benefits administration. They stay updated with industry trends and best practices, ensuring businesses avoid costly mistakes. For example, an e-commerce company expanded globally and outsourced HR to ensure compliance with complex international labor laws, preventing legal issues. 3. Increased efficiency and focus on core business. Outsourcing allows leadership teams to focus on business growth instead of administrative HR tasks. HR firms use advanced technology to automate processes, reducing errors and increasing efficiency. For example, a tech company outsourced HR to focus on scaling its software products. By removing HR burdens, they improve productivity and innovation. 4. Better compliance and risk management. HR outsourcing firms ensure compliance with changing labor laws, tax regulations, and workplace policies. They help prevent legal disputes related to wrongful terminations, discrimination, or employee benefits mismanagement. For example, a restaurant chain outsourced HR and avoided costly fines due to non-compliance with updated labor laws in multiple states. Cons of outsourcing. HR functions. 1. Loss of control and personalized HR approach. External HR teams may not understand a company's unique culture and employee needs. Standardized HR policies might not fit every company's workplace dynamics and values. For example, a company that prided itself on a strong, employee-focused culture found outsourced HR too impersonal, leading to lower engagement. 2. Data security risks. Sharing sensitive employee information with third-party providers increases cybersecurity risks. HR outsourcing firms must comply with strict data protection regulations, but breaches can still happen. For example, a multinational corporation suffered a data leak due to a third-party HR provider system breach, leading to employee distrust. 3. Potential employee dissatisfaction. Employees might feel disconnected when dealing with external HR providers instead of in-house HR teams. Lack of immediate support for concerns like payroll disputes, benefits questions, or workplace issues. For example, employees at a finance firm felt frustrated when their outsourced HR provider took too long to resolve payroll issues, causing dissatisfaction. 4. Hidden costs and vendor dependence. While outsourcing can save money, some providers charge hidden fees for additional services. Over-reliance on a third party can make businesses vulnerable if service quality declines. For example, a company had to switch HR vendors due to rising costs, causing disruption in payroll and employee benefits management. Outsourcing HR functions can be a game changer for many businesses, but it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. It's essential to weigh the pros and cons based on your company's size, culture, and long-term goals. 5th, real-world examples of HR excellence in action. Case Study 1. Adidas. Adidas is a global leader in the sportswear industry, and its HR excellence strategy plays a significant role in its success. Strategic alignment. Adidas aligns its HR goals with its brand values of innovation and performance. Talent management. The company invests heavily in leadership development programs, ensuring a robust talent pipeline. Outsourcing for efficiency. Adidas outsources non-core HR functions, allowing its internal teams to focus on strategic initiatives. Outcome. This approach has resulted in high employee engagement, strong employer branding, and consistent business growth. Case Study 2. Medneo, a healthcare diagnostics company, has rapidly expanded across Europe by embracing HR excellence. HR technology integration. Medneo adopted state-of-the-art HR technologies to streamline recruitment and onboarding. Complementary consultation. The company collaborated with HR consultants to develop strategies tailored to its industry. Focus on employee experience. Medneo prioritizes employee well-being through flexible work arrangements and career development opportunities. Outcome. These initiatives have helped Medneo attract top talent and maintain operational excellence during its rapid expansion. 6th, challenges in achieving HR excellence and how to overcome them. Of course, no transformation is without challenges. Let's look at some common hurdles and how to tackle them. First, resistance to change. Solution: clear communication and leadership support. Second, budget constraints. Solution: prioritize high-impact HR initiatives with measurable ROI. Third, lack of data-driven decision-making. Solution: invest in HR analytics tools to guide strategies. Fourth, employee burnout and mental health issues. Solution: implement well-being programs and work-life balance initiatives. Seventh, the future of HR excellence. Before we wrap up, let's take a sneak peek into the future of HR. What trends will shape the next decade? AI and automation. The integration of AI will redefine talent management and analytics. Sustainability in HR. HR strategies will increasingly focus on environmental and social responsibility. Personalized employee experiences. Customizing HR practices to individual needs will become a standard. Global collaboration. Cross-border teams and hybrid work models will demand innovative HR solutions. For example, companies like Patagonia are already leading the way by integrating sustainability into HR, offering paid volunteer days and ethical hiring practices. HR is no longer just an administrative function. It's a strategic powerhouse that drives business success. Organizations that embrace the new HR excellence framework will attract, retain, and develop top talent while staying ahead in a competitive world. Imagine hiring the perfect candidate only to face a legal issue that derails your company's progress. Sounds scary, right? That's why understanding HR's legal landscape isn't just important, it's essential for success. Today, we're unraveling the complexities of HR basics, tackling the legal considerations, benefits, and challenges that define success. Let's build this bridge together. Section 1. HR Legal Considerations. Walking the Tightrope of Compliance. 1.1. Why legal compliance matters? HR professionals are the guardians of compliance. Every organization must adhere to labor laws, anti-discrimination policies, workplace safety regulations, and more. Failure to comply can result in hefty fines, lawsuits, and reputational damage. 1.2. Key legal areas to watch. Employment laws. For example, in the United States, the Fair Labor Standards Act, FLSA, governs minimum wage and overtime pay. An HR manager must ensure payroll systems align with these laws to avoid violations. Anti-discrimination. Laws. For example, a tech startup in California faced a lawsuit because of hiring practices that unintentionally excluded older candidates. HR revamped its recruitment to include inclusive language and training for hiring managers. Workplace safety, for example. In the manufacturing sector, OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Regulations are critical. HR ensures compliance by organizing regular safety training and audits. 1.3. Challenges in legal compliance. Staying updated with constantly evolving laws. Navigating conflicting regulations across multiple regions or countries. Balancing legal obligations with organizational culture. Section 2. Employee benefits. A strategic lever for engagement. 2.1. The importance of benefits. Employee benefits aren't just perks. They're tools to attract, retain, and motivate talent. But designing a benefits package that balances cost and employee satisfaction is no small feat. 2.2. Common types of benefits. Health insurance. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, companies like Google expanded their health benefits to include telemedicine and mental health counseling. Retirement plans. For example, Starbucks offers a 401k program with company matching, which is a major draw for employees looking for long-term financial security. Paid time off, PTO. For example, a European company implemented unlimited PTO, leading to increased productivity and employee satisfaction. 2.3. Challenges in managing benefits. Rising costs of healthcare and insurance. Customizing benefits for a diverse workforce. Communicating benefits effectively to employees. 2.4. Innovative solutions. Some companies are stepping up their game with creative benefits. For example, offering flexible working hours, introducing financial wellness programs, providing on-site childcare or elder care support. Section 3. Operational challenges. The day-to-day grind. First, recruitment and retention. Finding and keeping top talent is an ongoing battle. For example, Amazon hires thousands of seasonal workers during peak times, but struggles with retention due to intense work conditions. HR is addressing this by improving workplace culture and offering upskilling programs. Second, workforce diversity and inclusion. Building an inclusive culture is more than just a checkbox, it's a necessity. For example, PepsiCo's diversity program ensures women hold leadership roles across the globe. HR invests in mentorship and development programs to achieve this. Third, performance management. HR must ensure that employees' goals align with the company's objectives. For example, Netflix uses a freedom and responsibility culture where employees are trusted to deliver results without micromanagement. This requires HR to focus on hiring self-motivated individuals. Fourth, remote work challenges. Post-pandemic, remote work is the new norm. HR struggles with ensuring productivity, maintaining team collaboration, managing cross-time zone communication, combining it all. A real-life case study is the Airbnb approach. Airbnb faced HR challenges during the pandemic, including layoffs and transitioning to remote work. The company's HR team ensured legal compliance during layoffs by offering severance packages and healthcare extensions, introduced innovative remote work benefits like home office stipends, focused on employee well-being with virtual team-building events and mental health support. Result? Airbnb bounced back stronger, retaining a positive employer brand. So Section 4, subsidiaries, a powerful yet complex expansion tool. A subsidiary is a company that is owned or controlled by a parent company, but operates as a separate legal entity. 4.1. Benefits of subsidiaries. First, legal protection. Subsidiaries shield the parent company from liability. For example, Coca-Cola operates subsidiaries in different countries, ensuring localized risk containment. Second, market presence and credibility. Operating as a local entity helps build trust with customers and partners. For example, Toyota's subsidiaries in the US and Europe give it a strong local presence. Third, tax optimization. Companies can leverage favorable tax laws in certain jurisdictions. For example, Amazon's European subsidiaries take advantage of Ireland's corporate tax rates. Fourth, operational autonomy. Subsidiaries can adapt to local markets independently, boosting efficiency. 4.2. Challenges of subsidiaries. First, cost and complexity. Setting up a subsidiary requires substantial investment in legal, accounting, and operational frameworks. For example, Uber faced challenges navigating India's legal and financial regulations during its early expansion. Second, regulatory compliance. Each subsidiary must comply with local labor laws, tax codes, and reporting requirements. For example, Google's EU subsidiaries had to restructure operations to meet GDPR standards. Third, cross-border management. Coordinating between the parent company and subsidiaries can lead to inefficiencies. Section 5. Representative offices or foreign employer offices. A low-risk entry point. A representative office provides a business presence for market research, promotion, and liaison, but cannot engage in direct sales or revenue-generating activities. 5.1. Benefits of representative offices. First, low cost and simplicity. Setting up a representative office is less costly and simpler than a full subsidiary. For example, tech startups often set up representative offices in Silicon Valley to explore the market before launching operations. Second, brand visibility. It provides a footprint for local market exploration without heavy financial investment. For example, European fashion brands use representative offices in New York for market research and visibility. Third, market research and networking. Companies can gather insights and build local partnerships. 5.2. Challenges of representative offices. First, limited scope of operations. Representative offices cannot engage in profit-generating activities. For example, a Chinese company's representative office in Germany faced restrictions when trying to transition to direct sales. Second, regulatory scrutiny. Local authorities may impose strict conditions on operations. Third, employee limitations. Employment contracts must often be routed through the parent company, creating compliance complexities. Section 6. EOR services. a flexible alternative for rapid expansion. 6.1. What are employer of record (EOR) services? An EOR is a third-party service provider that takes on the legal responsibilities of employing staff in a foreign country, including payroll, taxes, and compliance. 6.2. Benefits of EOR services. First, fast market entry. EOR services eliminate the need for legal entity setup, enabling quicker hiring. Companies can hire employees in days instead of months. For example, a U.S. software company used an EOR to hire developers in Ukraine within weeks. Second, reduced legal risk. The EOR assumes liability for compliance with local laws. Third, cost effectiveness. Businesses save on administrative costs and legal fees. Fourth, flexibility. Ideal for testing new markets or managing a remote workforce. For example, startups expanding to Southeast Asia often use EORs for scalability. 6.3. Challenges of EOR services. First, limited control. The company has less direct oversight over employment practices. Second, dependence on the EOR provider. If the provider fails to comply with laws, the company may still face indirect repercussions. Third, cost over time. While cost-effective initially, EOR services can become expensive compared to setting up a local entity. Section 7. Hiring independent contractors. Agility at a price. 7.1. Who are independent contractors? Contractors are self-employed professionals hired for specific tasks or projects, offering flexibility without full employment obligations. 7.2. Benefits of hiring independent contractors. First, cost savings. No need to pay benefits like healthcare, pensions, or paid leave. For example, a London-based digital agency used freelancers across Europe to minimize overhead. Second, flexibility and scalability. Businesses can easily scale up or down based on project needs. Third, access to specialized skills. Contractors bring niche expertise without long-term commitments. 7.3. Challenges of hiring independent contractors. First, legal risks. Misclassification can result in penalties. For example, a company in Spain faced fines when contractors were found to be operating under employee-like conditions. Second, lack of loyalty and engagement. Contractors may prioritize other clients, reducing reliability. Third, compliance with local laws. Each European country has unique rules about contractor arrangements. This is a comparative analysis of these 4 aspects. Take a moment to pause the video and take a closer look at this comparison that highlights key differences. Conclusion. Legal compliance in HR might seem daunting, but it's your ticket to building a fair, thriving, and legally sound workplace. Expanding into foreign countries requires a thoughtful approach to HR. Subsidiaries are best for deep market integration, while representative offices provide an initial foothold. EOR services are ideal for rapid expansion, and independent contractors offer flexibility, but come with their own set of risks. Ever wish you could gain valuable knowledge or skills without booking a formal training or cutting into your busy schedule? What if I told you that a simple lunch break or any spare moment could spark innovation, learning, and even team bonding? Welcome to the world of brown bag meetings, where knowledge meets convenience. Stick with us because this could be the smartest lunch you ever take. First, what is a brown bag meeting? A brown bag meeting, also known as a brown bag seminar, is an informal training or discussion session, usually held in the workplace, and often scheduled around lunchtime. The term brown bag comes from the old habit of carrying homemade lunches in brown paper bags to work. These sessions are not formal presentations. They're interactive, casual, and knowledge-focused gatherings that let employees share insights, learn new skills, or stay updated on projects without interrupting core work time. Although many are held during lunch, brown bag meetings can take place at any time of the workday, even after hours, depending on your team's needs. They are usually hosted in conference rooms, break areas, or virtually for hybrid teams. For example, at Google, brown bag sessions are part of the culture. Engineers, designers, and even interns hold informal brown bag talks to showcase interesting projects, brainstorm new ideas, or share personal expertise. One session might explore cutting-edge AI tools, and the next might discuss burnout prevention. These meetings allow Googlers to connect across departments, ask questions, and stay inspired, all during their lunch break. It's informal, but incredibly impactful. Second, types of brown bag meetings. Brown bag meetings can be customized in many ways, but they generally fall into four main types. Let's break each one down. Number one, seminar style. This is the most classic form. A single presenter shares information or gives a mini training. It might involve slides, demos, or real-life examples, often with a Q&A at the end, perfect for sharing specialized knowledge. Best for sharing expertise, tool training, or department updates. For example, Google. Google uses seminar meetings for tech talks, where engineers showcase innovations or invite guest speakers during lunch. Number two, small group format. Think round table. This is interactive and discussion-based. A small group of 5-10 people come together to brainstorm, reflect, or solve a problem collaboratively. Best for team strategy sessions, retrospectives, and peer learning. For example, Microsoft. Teams often use small group meetings to debrief after product releases or plan upcoming sprints informally. Number three, combination meeting. Hybrid of the above. Start with a mini presentation, then break into smaller groups to discuss and solve real-world scenarios. Groups reconvene to share takeaways. Best for training sessions that benefit from hands-on practice. For example, Spotify. Spotify's lunch tracks are combination meetings, starting with short demos followed by discussion in small breakout rooms. Number four, social meeting. All about connection, not content. These focus more on team bonding than training. The idea is to encourage casual conversation around topics like hobbies, shared interests, or well-being. Best for employee engagement, culture building, and remote team bonding. For example, Airbnb. Their Meet the Team, brown bags, or social meetings where employees introduce themselves, share hobbies, and build cross-team rapport. So third, benefits of brown bag meetings. Now let's talk about why companies of all sizes, from startups to global giants, swear by brown bag meetings. These meetings might seem simple, but their benefits are powerful. Low cost, high impact. No need for fancy venues, trainers, or catered lunches. Just people, purpose, and participation. Builds a learning culture. Regular, informal training opportunities create a mindset of continuous development. Breaks down silos. Teams learn from one another and understand how different departments operate. Empowers employees. Anyone can lead a session, giving everyone a chance to shine and grow. Encourages collaboration and connection, especially useful for hybrid or remote teams to stay connected. These informal talks have led to new project ideas, product improvements, and strong team relationships. Builds confidence and leadership. Hosting a session can enhance communication and leadership skills, especially for junior staff. Fourth, how to run a brown bag session. Ready to host your own brown bag meeting? Here's a simple plan. Step 1. Pick the type and a topic. Choose from the 4 types based on your goal: learning, collaboration, or bonding. Topic could be a new project, a tool everyone's trying to learn, or even a hot industry trend. Step 2. Schedule and book the space. Lunchtime is ideal, but mornings or early evenings work too. Reserve a conference room with a screen, or host it online for hybrid or remote teams. Step 3. Plan the content. Keep it short, 30-60 minutes. Focus on clarity and engagement over slides. Step 4. Promote it internally. Use internal channels like Slack or email. Emphasize the casual, bring your lunch vibe. Step 5. Make it interactive. Ask questions, use live polls, or break into groups depending on the format. Step 6. Gather feedback. Ask participants what they liked and how to improve future sessions. Bonus tip: try using themes like Tech Thursdays or Mindful Mondays to build anticipation. Rotate presenters. Give interns, junior staff, and team leads all a chance to shine. Virtual tip: use Zoom, MS Teams, or Google Meet for remote teams. Include screen shares and polls to keep things interactive, and record the session if possible for people who couldn't attend. Common mistakes to avoid: making it too formal, not encouraging discussion, choosing irrelevant topics, poor scheduling, forgetting to follow up. Keep it light, useful, and people-focused. So now that you know how simple and powerful a brown bag meeting can be, why not try one out this week? Whether you're leading a team or just looking to learn something new, brown bag meetings offer a simple, smart, and scalable way to grow your workplace culture. Because sometimes the best ideas are shared over lunch. It's not just a break, it's a breakthrough. 1 hour, one topic, one brown bag. That's all it takes to build smarter, stronger teams. Thank you for watching. And have you ever attended or hosted a brown bag meeting? Drop your answer in the comments and remember, 1 hour, one topic, one brown bag. That's all it takes to build smarter, stronger teams. And I have a great video on human resource basics, training and development that you'll find useful. Click here to watch it next.